Hi, my name is Danny Goodell. I'm a hobbyist leather crafter, and these are the tools I recommend you get if you're starting out. If you're just starting out, you want to get yourself a pair of needles. It really doesn't matter on the size. I just recommend you get them blunted. Like, don't get the sharp ones. You'll end up just sticking holes in your own project while you're doing it. You don't want to do that. Cool. So that's step one. Step two, get yourself some waxed thread. This stuff, really useful. So you stitch the whole thing together, cut off the end, and then burn the edges down and then rub it flat. Stitching out. This is really useful for widening holes in the project. Tends to be when you're trying to get a needle through a diamond chisel punch hole, which is just a bit too small. So diamond chisels, they are really useful for punching holes in your project. You can get them in multiple sets. There's, up to 6 or down to 1. Tend to use the 4 and the 2 quite a lot because I can just put 4 in, get a long stitch going on, then do the corners with a 2, and then go down to a 1 should I need it. But yeah, super useful, punches holes in your project. You do not want to try and put a needle through a leather project. It will take too long. Get a punch, get a good mallet, just do that. Next up, cutting board. You're going to want to get yourself a nice cutting board. These don't really cost that much, but they will save you so many dents in your table, you will not believe it. Just get one, trust me, they're really worth it. So next up, you want to get yourself a skiving knife. This is really useful for just cutting into leather. It's got dual purpose, this one. You can either cut through leather, skive off the edges, which is making them a bit thinner, make it easy to work with. Yeah, super cheap, again, Amazon. I think it costs like £4 or something. You can also just get yourself a standing knife. I had a standing knife for a while, which was just for cutting straight lines. It serves the same purpose. It does exactly the same thing. This is just easier to work with, in my opinion. You want to get yourself some nice leather glue. This stuff, dirt cheap. I think I got it off Amazon. Highly recommend it. Just put some glue on the edges of your project, punch holes in it, and then stitch it together. It makes life so much easier. Okay, so you want to get yourself a rubber mallet. You don't want to get a metal one because if you are hitting, say, these diamond chisels with a metal thing, you'll just damage your hammer and you'll damage the chisel. So yeah, just get yourself a nice heavy rubber mallet. Burnishing tool, you're going to want this, helps finishing your edge of your projects. You can leave them rough, it doesn't really matter, it's up to you, personal preference, but personally, I love a nice smooth edge to all my projects, so get this. So next tool, I'm not actually quite sure what this is. I think it's called a stitching groover, not really sure. It's adjustable. You basically adjust it to the size you want your groove to be along your project. You then mark it along. You then use something like a diamond chisel to chisel your holes into it. Really useful if you want to get nice, clean lines when you're stitching. Just use one of these. Next up, Tokonole. This thing saves so much time. I have used water, I have used soap, I've used wax, I've used all different types of things just to get the edging of my burnishing right, like with one of these things. It comes out nice most of the time, but with Tokonole, you literally just use a little bit, burnish it, looks great, every time. Recommended. So this is you don't really need this if you're starting out, but if you are doing a lot of corners, this will save you so much time. This is just a corner punch. You put it in a corner and you punch it. It gives you really nice clean edges for the corners of your project. You can do it by hand, it just takes time, and I got inconsistent results. I didn't get good at it, so this, cheap, it's awesome, use it. So if you're just getting started out in leather crafting and these have helped you, comment below, love to hear it. If you are a veteran and you know a lot about leather crafting and I've missed out a tool that you think someone else should use, please, below, again, I'd love to hear some comments. This is a new type of format for me, so if you liked this type of video, don't forget to like and subscribe. This is pretty much new. I've never filmed in front of a camera before. This is kind of awkward if I'm honest, but I'm looking forward to getting used to this because it's pretty fun. It's taken forever to set this setup. I live in a small flat. I had to move everything out of the flat to make this video. I've had to, there's a camera, it's taken forever. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Please, again, like, subscribe. That light is so bright, why is it so bright? You would not believe how long it takes to set up these lights. I've had to move my entire front room around to make this fit. I should really let the cats back in. They're scratching at the door and driving me mad. Alright, see you later guys.